Tavares.
Right in the butt.
What?
No.
Less than a minute now.
Tool time for 200.
This term for a long-handled gardening tool can also mean an immoral pleasure seeker. Ken?
What's a hoe?
No.
Spell garbage.
Garbitch.
What's good, everybody? It's Monk Dan. I'm just glad to be streaming, man. What's going on, everybody? It's Monk Dan. Thanks for joining the channel. Thanks for being here. I'm glad to be here. I'm glad you're here. What I do on my channel is I like to seek and share wisdom through philosophy, man. I really enjoy philosophy. Hell, I went to school and got a goddamn degree with philosophy. But anyway, man, thanks for joining the channel. Hit the like button, send me some comments, and subscribe to me, baby. Man, check this out. I got a... I am reading The One Thing, the surprisingly simple truth behind extraordinary results by Gary Keller with J. Papasan. I believe that's how you pronounce that. I started reading it. This is chapter 4, by the way. I started reading it. Usually on my streams, what I like to do is I like to go chapter by chapter and talk about everything. I had already started the book and I forgot. Well, I don't want to say forgot. I got sidetracked with work and everything, so I didn't do any recaps of the chapters. But I'm on chapter 4, and this is where we're coming from. All right. So, how about this? Are you a person like myself who struggles with finding that one fucking thing, man, and just being good at it? Are you that type of person, man? Like, I mean, you be having so many ideas and you want to try this and try this and try that, and you be like, oh man, wow, that looks fun, that looks interesting. Or you can be like the type of person like myself is when you find something that you enjoy, but then you lose interest, and then you on to the next one, on to the next, on to the next. Are you that type of person, man? I'm that type of person, man. I struggle. And I am on my way to becoming an entrepreneur, man. I am claiming my freedom, if you will. There's no freedom in being an employee. And I am fighting for my freedom. I want it. And I have to have something to give to people. Or how can I say it? Like, okay, the cash flow quadrant, the B and the I quadrants is what Robert Kiyosaki encourages us to do, right? So I have to have a business. The B is business, right? I have to have something, a business in, right? And I'm like, man, what the fuck? I don't know what to do. It's so many things, you know, blah, 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 blah. I'm struggling with that, man. I lived in San Marcos, Texas, right? I worked at a gym called Texas Health and Racket Club. Shout out to THRC, yo. Man, it's been years since I've been there. But anyway, I worked there, and one of the trainers, JD, man, shout out to JD. He came up to me one day, man, and he said, are you a master or no, he said, please forgive me if I misquote this, but he was like, essentially, he was like, are you a jack of all trades or a master of none? And I didn't have any response. I had no idea. I had no response for him when he asked me that. I was like, I don't know. Right? And that always stuck with me, man, because I mean, if you look at my history, man, I've done so many things in my life, man. Like right now I'm a railroader. I was once in the military. I was once a high school teacher. I did this, I did that. I mean, I've had so many turns. And it's like, fuck, I've been trying to find the one thing to be good at it and make some fucking money in it, have a business in it. I'm struggling with that shit, right? Are you that type of person? Well, reading chapter 4 of The One Thing, the surprisingly simple truth behind extraordinary results, man, Mr. Gary Keller gave me an idea. And I want to present that to you. And it's called the 80-20 principle. You may be familiar with it. You may not, but I would like to just talk about it and share my thoughts behind it and how I'm going to apply this. And I've already started implementing this in my life, and I didn't realize it until now. I was like, oh, okay. I just started that. So I have some future plans. I won't expose them just yet until everything is official, and then I can start streaming about it and be like, yeah. But yo, let's talk about it, man. Chapter 4, man. I really enjoyed chapter 4. I was like, wow, okay. Man, he came out the gates swinging with chapter 4, man. My man comes out and says, equality is a worthy ideal pursued in the name of justice and human rights. In the real world of results, however, things are never equal. Oh, I was like, yo. My man came out the gate swinging in chapter 4. Like, yo. And then he even noted in the next page, equality is a lie. Wow. Yo, if you that type of person that's looking for equality, man, that shit is a lie, man. And I'm starting to witness it more and more and more in my life as I get older. I'm like, man, this is some bullshit. Like, man, that justice, he even says it right here, human rights and justice, man, that shit is it's bullshit, man. It's not. It's, man, we can talk about that on another level, man. But I'm just gonna be honest with you, man, keeping it straight up with you. Man, justice, human rights, equality, man, that shit is bullshit. It's not equal, man. It's not equal, man. There's no justice, bro. It's select individuals who make rules so that your ass can follow the motherfuckers, and they can profit from it from some sort of way. They don't follow the rules, so on and so forth, man. But I was like, yo, he came out the gate swinging, man. But that's not what the chapter is about. But the reason why he's talking about equality is because he talks about how we create these to-do lists, or much to do about nothing. We're so busy with our lives, and we have these lists. We got to get these things accomplished in our lives, right? And basically, in a nutshell, I'm just trying to keep it sweet and simple, man, because I don't want to make the stream long. I'm trying to shorten it up. But to make it sweet and simple, man, we come up with these lists of things that we want to do. And in these lists, we find ourselves being busy. And right here, he says, what are we busy about? Knocking out 100 tasks for whatever the reason is a poor substitute for doing even one task that's meaningful. Like, yo, like, man, I think about that with myself. I'm like, man, I'm busy in my mind, but I'm like, I haven't really accomplished the one thing that I need that's going to take me to the next level. I was like, damn, like, fuck. Man, are you that type of person, man? You're just busy, a busybody. But what are you busy about? You ain't really accomplishing shit. Another thing that I highlighted, he says achievers always work from a clear sense of priority, man. Yes, so he talks about the to-do list. To-do lists tend to be long. Success lists are short. I'll repeat that one more time. To-do lists tend to be long. Success lists are short. I was like, yo, and I started doing that in my personal life. I have something in mind, and I was like, yo, I have to dwindle this list down to make a decision, man. And I started looking in depth about the things, the choices, and I had to really examine myself and my life, and I just had to dwindle that shit down, man. I was like, man, I'm looking all over the map, if you will. I'm like, oh, this, okay, that. I'm looking at all this, and I'm like, yo, dwindle that shit down, bro. Because I don't want to overwhelm myself with all that shit. All right, let's continue, man. Let's get right into the 80-20 principle. What is the 80-20 principle? I'll tell you what the simple definition by Richard Koch. Richard Koch made it simple, but he wasn't the one who originated. So Richard Koch wrote the book, The 80-20 Principle. He defined it as he asserts that the minority of causes, inputs, or effort usually led to a majority of the results, outputs, or rewards. In other words, in the world of success, things aren't equal. A small amount of causes creates most of the results. I'll repeat that right there. A small amount of causes creates most of the results. Just the right input creates most of the output. Selected effort creates almost all of the rewards. It's like, wow. Wow, okay. That was heavy, man, because I was like, yo, that's, man, like, wow. So that's a challenge for myself, man, because I'm like, man, I have to dwindle my shit down. Like, I have to dwindle my efforts because I'm trying to spread myself thin, if you will. Even in this decision that I'm about to take on, this new life, if you will, it's putting me in a position where I'm having to learn many tasks, but I'm using this principle in the back of my mind to say, okay, I cannot be a master of all of these things. I have to find one thing out of this list and master that motherfucker and put so much effort into this one and just let that shit go, right? Right. Let me tell you about the history of how the 80-20 principle came about. All right. So there was this guy. Well, it starts with General Motors. They said General Motors, they had came up with this system, right? They call it they said it was their card reader. They had came up with this input device, a card reader for early computers, right? And then eventually the computer started making some gibberish. I don't know what kind of gibberish it was, but it just made some sort of gibberish. And they called the GM managers, the higher ups, they thought this was impressive. So they was like, oh shit, it looks like it's gibberish, but man, we can use this as a code, a descriptive code, right? And so they were all impressed. Okay. We can use this as our little code, secret code. And the book indicates that, during this time, and it says in the late 30s, and they were saying that in this time, secret code, they used some other names, please forgive me. But anyway, the idea is that like these hidden codes, Morse code, if you will, they were big on this in this time period. So the higher ups, the GM managers or whatever, they were impressed. And here comes this guy. His name is Joseph M. Juran. I believe that's how you pronounce it, or Juran. Please forgive me. I don't know how to pronounce it. But anyway, they said this guy, he was a visiting Western Electric consultant, right? He comes along and he disagrees with him because these guys, they were impressed by what they found. They thought they had an unbreakable code, like nobody can get into it. And then here comes Joseph, who says, nah, I can break that bullshit. And so they said he took up the code breaking challenge, worked into the night, and cracked the code by 3 o'clock the following morning. Right? So he cracks this code. Like, right, okay. All right. So you're thinking like, all right, okay, he cracked a code. Well, so then it says Juran later cited this incident as the starting point for cracking an even bigger code and making one of the greatest contributions to science and business. As a result of him deciphering success, a GM executive invited him to review research on management compensation that followed a formula described by a little-known Italian economist, Vilfredo Pareto. Please forgive me if I mispronounce it. And it says in the 19th century, Pareto had written a mathematical model for income distribution in Italy that stated that 80% of the land was owned by 20% of the people. Wealth was not very distributed. In fact, according to Pareto, it was actually concentrated in a highly predictable way. pioneer of quality control management, Juran, had noticed that a handful of flaws would usually produce a majority of defects. Wow, that last part right there, that's interesting. A handful of flaws, just a few flaws, would usually produce a majority of defects. Wow, that's kind of like a twist, if you will. You know, if we say the positive aspect of the 80-20, meaning you put your great efforts in the small part and then you produce majority results. Then you have it in from the handful of flaws, those small handful of flaws can produce the majority of defects. That's like an interesting way of looking at that. But anyway, so that's when Mr. Juran, he gives credit. He actually writes a book for himself. This imbalance not only range true to his experience, but he suspected it might even be a universal law, and that what Pareto had observed might be bigger than even Pareto had imagined. While writing his seminal book, Quality Control Handbook, Juran wanted to give a short name to the concept of the vital few and trivial many. One of the many allusions in his manuscript was labeled Pareto's Principle. So he's given respect to him, Pareto's Principle of unequal distribution, where another might have called it Juran's Rule. He called it Pareto's Principle. And then that's when Mr. Koch came up with his book, The 80-20 Principle. So in a nutshell, I'll repeat to make it sweet and simple how Mr. Koch described it. The 80-20 Principle asserts that a minority of causes, inputs, or effort usually lead to a majority of the results, outputs, or rewards. In other words, in the world of success, things aren't equal. A small amount of causes create most of the results. Just the right input creates most of the output. Selected effort creates almost all of the rewards. That's interesting, man. That is interesting. And then this is where he talks about the to-do list. And I'll show you a little picture here. Hopefully you can see it here. How we make a to-do list. Uh-oh, there you are. Instead of making this large ass to-do list, dwindle it down to a success list. And he was also saying that it doesn't really have to be about the 80-20. You can manipulate the numbers. Different examples how he manipulated the numbers, or how Mr. Gary Keller described it. He was like the 90-20, 70-10, 65-5. The number itself can be rearranged or however you want to see fit to it. Pareto points us in a very clear direction. The majority of what you want will come from the minority of what you do. Extraordinary results are disproportionately created by fewer actions than most realize. Wow. Yeah, man. What am I saying here, man? What am I saying? Oh, let me just also include this. He says, start with a list as you want, but develop the mindset that you will whittle your way from there to the critical view and not stop until you end with the essential one, the imperative one, the one thing. And then also, I highlighted another part here. The equality of effort for results is everywhere in your life if you will simply look for it. I was like, whoa, it's everywhere. The inequality of effort for results is everywhere in your life if you simply look for it. And if you apply this principle, it will unlock the success you seek in anything that matters to you. There will always be just a few things that matter more than the rest. And out of those, one will matter most. Internalizing this concept is like being handed a magic compass. Whenever you feel lost or lacking direction, you can pull it out to remind yourself to discover what matters most. That is me, man. That is me. That is me. I am dealing with that right now, and I'm implementing it right now. like I'm about to make a huge change in my life. And I'm like, fuck. What do I do? Because I got to get out of this situation. Like the time is not even just, the time is one, but it's not that, not only me saying I got to get out of this situation. The situation is saying, hey, there's a storm coming. The storm, everyone acknowledges that the storm is coming. And everyone acknowledges, hey, everyone is saying you will be affected by this storm. So I'm aware of the situation, right? So I'm like, yo, be wise and not, escape the storm. Like they say, what was it in Houston, when you see the flood, turn around, don't drown. Like, yo, move away, man. And it's coming fast for me, right? So I'm preparing myself to make a life-changing decision. And I want to be mindful. I want to be, I don't want to be reactive. I want to be proactive in this situation. I don't want to use hope as a strategy for saying, okay, things will get better. Just endure it. No. I'm tired of that shit. I'm like, yo, it's time for me to take action, right? And so what I'm saying all of this is that I'm in preparation of making a huge decision. And with this decision, I'm having to dwindle a lot of things down, which is scary for me in a sense. Because like I said, I was asked by JD, the personal trainer at THRC one day. He was like, man, are you a jack of all trades or a master of none? And he noticed something about me. Bro, I'm one of those people, man. Like, I try to do all I can, man. You need me to do this? I'll do that. I'll do this. I'll do that. But I'm like, yo, I have to change that. Gary Keller is saying, for me to produce the best results, I have to focus on one thing. And so that is my goal, man. I'm like, okay, all right, let me focus, because I need to have success. I have to have success, man. I gotta boss the fuck up in this motherfucker, right? And so that's an inspiration to me. And I'm hoping that'll be an inspiration for you, because you may be that type of person. You might be like me, man, just all over the fucking place trying to do this. I mean, things can be like, oh man, it looks good. All right, that looks awesome. All right, I want to do that too. I mean, that is me. I find a lot of things interesting, man. I find a lot of things appealing. But I have to dwindle that shit down to get the results I need. Success. That is what I am seeking, man. I told you I'm looking for my freedom. And I can't get my freedom by being all over the place. I got to find one thing. Now, here is the dilemma that I do have. Because once again, I'll make it clear. I want my freedom. I do not want to be an employee anymore. Fuck that shit. I want my freedom. I want to get creative. I want to be free. I want money. I want wealth. I can't get wealth working for someone else. It doesn't work that way, right? With all of that being said, I have not a disagreement. I don't want to say it's a disagreement, because I'm on board with Mr. Gary Keller and I want to give it a try, right? I have to give it a try. My what's the word I'm looking for? Not reluctance. How about this? Let me just ask the question. What happens when you put your all into one thing and it fails? Right? Because I'm going into the business mindset, the entrepreneur mindset. I'm beginning to have the business mindset and get out here and try these things, right? What happens though when I dwindle everything down and I say, okay, I'm going to do this thing here. I found the thing that I'm going to do. I think I'm good at it. I'm showing good signs. I'm going to do it. What happens when it doesn't work? That's the part I'm like, fuck, man, because the truth of the matter is, and shout out to Coach Greg Adams on his stream, not today, his yesterday stream, I believe, he even mentioned that he had many businesses, like he started many businesses. And that could be the answer to my question right there. But Coach Greg Adams said, He had many businesses before he found the one, if you will. So that could be the ish. That could be my answer. So just in case, and I suspect it might not be the best. It might not work out. I don't know. I have no idea. I don't want to talk negative, but I want to be realistic. You know, many people start many businesses. The first one doesn't always pop off, right? So I guess you just got to keep plugging away. I guess that's the answer to that. Man. You got to keep plugging away. So if I move off to my next adventure and I find that one thing and it doesn't work, I guess I got to make another list. I guess I got to make a fucking new list. I got to keep trying, man. But don't give up. If you are like myself, man, you like, yo, I got to get this business mindset, man. I got to get it. Yeah, I guess that's how we got to do it. I got to revamp, recreate a new list, dust yourself off and try again. Learn. I guess I answered my own question. I guess I answered my own shit. You know what, man? That's the 80-20 principle. And now I'm just going to just riff for a little bit. I think we already have the answers we need to get where we want to be. Right? So for me, I've been reading a lot of books, you know, I'm getting a lot of answers. I think now it's just I just got to get out there, man. I'm like with this book, The One Thing, and all these ideas and all of this shit that's hindering me from just going. I think I already know the answers to all of these things. Are you that type of person, man? Like even with my streaming, bro. That's why I'd be so glad to stream. Like just once I hit play and record, I'd be excited. Because there was a point in my life, man, like I wanted to stream like 2021, maybe 22. I was like, man, I want to try this streaming shit, but I never did it. Here it is, 2025, and I finally did it. Right? And I have a lot of hiccups and all of that shit. I got a lot of growth. But I'm saying all that to say is that I get so caught up in my mind and I just don't do what I need to do. Right? So I want to be wealthy. I'm getting all of this knowledge. Now I just got to apply it and go. Just go, man. Just go. Press play. You know? Shout out to Dean Will, man. Say, man. Press play. Yo, man. Like, yo, I have to hit go, man. And I'm hitting go. I am nervous. Because the comforts of being an employee, I mean, it feels so good. The comforts, when things are going well, the comforts are so, I mean, it's a trap. It is a trap. But now that I'm thinking, I'm like, yo, I gotta try these things. That comfort gets removed, right? Some people look at the healthcare. I'm a railroader, so the checks be nice, you know. And then making this new move in my life, it's like, man, you know, I gotta eat what I kill, man. So I mean, I gotta get out there and get it. I gotta grind, which I'm for. I'm for that, man. That's what's exciting about it, because I'm like, yo, all of the energy that I put into these companies, man. I put so much effort into these companies and these jobs, and the reward is so limited, man. Like a railroad check. Like they work us like a motherfucker, and the checks, they do be looking nice, but I'm like, bruh, my check is this. what the fuck are the CEOs and the higher ups? What the fuck are they making? I'm like, yo, this small comfort you're giving me, man. Nah, I need more, man. I need more. Yeah, I just wanted to share that, man. The 80-20 principle. Hopefully that is a motivation to somebody with some wisdom. I'm just sharing wisdom that I get, and I just want to pass it on, man. Maybe it could be beneficial to someone. If it doesn't, what is beneficial to you? But I'm using this, the 80-20 principle, for my life because, like I said, I was asked, hey, man, are you a jack of all trades? Even I think Gary Keller mentioned that in the book as well. Am I a jack of all trades or a master of none? Yo, I have to master something. And that is my goal, to master something. So I'm going to dwindle my list, focus on that one thing, pow, and let it go and see what it do. And if it doesn't work out, okay, bring up another list, dwindle that bitch down and keep it going. So I answered my own fucking question. I know the answer to these things. I just got to do it. It's just like a test, man. You get that test when you're in school. You be like, man, I know this shit. I know these answers, bro. Now you just got to just fight through the mental struggle of the test and just get through that shit, man, and master that bitch. All right? So hopefully that's a motivation to you, and it is a motivation for myself. Man, hit the like button as I leave. Send me some comments, man. And if you have not done so, subscribe, baby. It don't mean, look, just, and you good, baby. Man, as always, peace, man. Whoo. Man, and be kind to yourself, man. The world is not going to do it. The world don't give a fuck. So be kind to yourself, all right?
And I'm kinky, nasty as I want to be. Suck toes, lick scalp, eat ass, what?
Just let me eat you one time. You gonna sleep for 3 days, my baby. I'm gonna make you cry.
How you gonna show us?
Ay, ay, ay!